I will start with an admission. I am a massive, massive car fan, just so we get that out of the way, okay? So I'm also of the age where one might call me, I might be in that moment where I'm having a midlife crisis. We'll establish that. So last year I had the chance to, I had the chance to go buy my dream car. Doesn't really matter what car it is for now because I don't want a lawsuit, but I had been given approval by my wife, which is huge, men, you all understand this. 82%, by the way, did you know that 82% of the decision to purchase something in your house is made by a female? 82%. So I had to get this pre-approved, right? It's like a loan, but it's a wife version of a loan. I have to be pre-approved to go buy my dream car. I go into the dealership, I see my car, it's in the middle of the showroom, it's got the perfect light, and the girl comes up and she goes, "May I show you a car?" And I'm like, "I want to see this model." She goes, "Well, it's right here." I'm like, "Well, that's good, but this is the one that's probably 30 grand more that I want because it has the spotlights on it." So anyway, she proceeds, she goes, "Well, let me show you this car anyway." You know, she's fine, I guess. She opens the door. The first thing out of her mouth is, "Let me show you how to change the radio station." Are you kidding me? Seriously, this is how you start a conversation? Let me show you. I was like, I didn't even know there was radio anymore. Seriously? She goes, "Let me show you." I'm like, "Oh, no. This is my dream car. I care less about the radio station when you show me some stuff." So I tolerate her for a little while. Not very tolerant person in the best of days. Tolerate her for a little while, and she shows me these little things. And I'm like, "No, show me the passion, show me the car." I had done so much research, which is interesting, right? You all know that when you go to meet with one of your clients, they sometimes know as much as you do, which is not good, which is good for you to always know more than the client. I knew so much. This is my dream car. You don't come in dropping off the street and go, "Yeah, I'll take one of those. That'd be great." I had done months of work on this flippin' car. She doesn't show me any passion. She doesn't show me the engine. She doesn't show me the computer. She doesn't show me anything. So I'm like, oh, look at the time. I must excuse myself. Bye-bye. So in Seattle, which is where I live, across town, it's a pretty rare car, right? So across town is another dealer. So a couple of weeks later, I have a client who's right near the other dealership. I'm like, I'll do the wise thing. I'll nip in there. There's a car in the driveway. I come up to the guy and I'm like, "Can I please drive this car?" Listen, have you got the feeling yet that I've already got my checkbook? I've already been pre-approved by the wife. I couldn't be more ready in my entire life. And the guy gets me in the car. This is awesome. Gets me in the car. This is a big V8, just so that we're understanding each other, right? I'm an old big V8 guy, and they're going to be extinct in a couple of years. I don't want to be extinct, but I want to go at least to my grave with a big V8. Guy gets in the car. We're driving around, and the thing, Jeep, boom. I'm like, "Yeah, all right, this thing's cool." Do you know what the conversation goes from there with the guy? This is it. I'm driving, I'm having a thrill a minute. This is the guy over here. I'm like, this thing writes itself. Are you kidding me? Look, I wish I had my checkbook on me. I have a checkbook with me. Nothing. I was dying. You know, sometimes you're in those moments where you're in those moments where you're like, this can't really be happening. This is kind of not even cool. And you want to go really, really berserk. But it's sometimes those exact moments where you're like, you know what, I'm going to make this something. There is a positive to this, which is today's conversation. I was like, I never knew that I could have so much fun about two pathetically bad salespeople. The guy literally comes back. This story gets worse and worse and worse. Out from nowhere, this is a cliche on top of a cliche on top of a cliche. Out of nowhere comes the guy, swear to God, in a trench coat, all decked up, probably a $2,000 suit, and he goes, "So what can we do to get you into this car?" I'm like, no, you did not just say that. It's 2013. What can I do to get you? I'm like, well, for one, you could get me a flippin' salesperson that knows something about the car. You're going to be really sorry that you're new and you stood right there. I didn't say that because the guy was so creeping me out. It was like so the bad moment. Not only do I have this gal who's showing me the radio station, that's a little bit sexist, forgive me. Then I got this mute guy who doesn't say a word. Now I've got the guy in the trench coat. What can I do to get you in? I'm like, no. So I walked away. I have a little moment with my wife, like, you know what? I was so close to getting my perfect car. At least I drove it, right? I got that out of the way, right? If you can't have the blonde secretary, that kind of, at least I drove this car. You're like, what? No, midlife crisis, remember that. So I have to regroup. And at this very moment, I have to make such a huge, monumental decision inside my own being to choose not to buy that car. Why should I give anyone to do with that company my hard-earned money? It is seriously hard-earned money. And if I'm going to give you my check, then you don't deserve it. So I did some more research. I knew that my wife, she's the exact opposite to me. She doesn't even it's got 4 wheels and this thing, right? She, many years ago, and gentlemen, you'll understand this, many years ago, she had just happened to drop one word. There was a car that she just happened to like. Well, you know, guys, we hang on to that forever. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to go check out that car that she had many years ago said that she liked. That's the car that I ended up getting. Mostly because the guy that sold me the car did not sell me the car. You get where this is going, right? He sold me so much passion, so much the sales experience. The experience that I could go through to have the joy that on the other end of this thing was a rather magnificent car. It's not like I really got second best. But I got something from a guy who so showed up, which is what we're going to be talking about today, where his presence was so magnificent, I couldn't help but buy the car. Right? Now here's the takeaway for this, and this will be an underlying theme through a lot of today. The car, your product, does not sell itself. You all dig that? It is physically, spiritually, and it's just impossible for something to literally sell itself. The suit does not sell itself. It's a suit on a rack. It doesn't come running out and go, buy me, buy me, buy me. You should have been watching because I was coming right at you, taking notes. Buy me. It doesn't jump off. Your product doesn't jump off some shelf and go, buy me, I'm so clever. It takes all of everyone in this room the ability to connect. That will become a major theme today. So here's something to keep in mind. This is talk about learning something in the moment. This is when I wrote this, between the 2 car sales experiences. A poor salesperson, and don't freak out, I'm going to come back to that in a second, I believe hides behind the product. A great salesperson incorporates themselves into the product. Look at him, he's watching me now, he's all scared. This isn't intimidating at all, is it? That's why I wear black, and I don't have any hair, so I can look like a bouncer with an accent.